Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about our sourcing done for you service and how you can get it kind of for free. Okay, so in the end of this video, I'll speak about all our fees and all of that stuff, but I'll actually speak about how to make sense of that fee and that it's actually a free service. Okay, I just wanted to talk about our sourcing service that we're running here in China. My name is Nils. I'm in China since 2013 now. We've sourced over 1,000 products. We are helping clients with our company. We're helping clients with our digital trainings and with our consulting and all of these things. Basically, what we do is that we help you to source, sell, and profit from your products. Okay, and like I say, there are different levels of things that you can do with us. We offer a lot of free things, so make sure during this video to check out the description box here anytime, because in there you can find link to free trainings, how to find your product to sell on Amazon, training on how to find your supplier, how to find your sourcing agents, a free web class on how to source in China, and all of that is there. But I know that you might not be the one for those trainings, because I know that you might be extremely busy, that you're already running a business where you already source products in China and you want to get rid of it. Or you're just starting the business. You want to sell it on Amazon, or you want to sell it just like on your Shopify store. You want to build your own web shop. So you gotta have products, right? How do you get products now from China, and how can we help you as a service to do that? So here in China, we have an office with girls that, and one guy actually in the office that are our sourcing pros. They're also our Amazon pros. So they take care of our Amazon business. They run all of the products that we're selling there right now. But a few of those people also help my clients source products here as a done for you service. So I wanted to run you through real quick, give you the broad overview of how we pursue things, the process that we take. Then I'm going to speak a little bit about fees, and then I'm going to tell you how to make sense of that money, that it's actually a free service, if you will. Okay. So the very first thing, when you hire us and you cleared the fee for us, then the very first thing that we do for you is that we go on a call with you. That can be me, that can be one of our project managers. And then we just go on a call with you and we find out exactly what kind of product you want. Okay. So do you want a product inclusive, different changes? You want to have your logo on the product, different packaging, all of that stuff. We basically discuss what kind of quality you're after. What's kind of the target price that you're looking at? What's the actual product specifications, right? So, for example, if you sell glasses, what kind of a quality do you need for the glasses? How thick do you need the glass to be? Do you want printing? Do you want engraving? Do you want it inside? Do you want it outside? Do you want packaging? All of these things is basically discussed with the project managers. The project managers that work at Easy Peasy Sourcing are all kind of Western people. So to make sure that we really understand with the same mindset of what's the quality you're actually after. That's the very first point. We do that in a video call. Then once we know what you're after, then we go to the office. I'm in the office probably 2 to 3 times a week. Sit together with the girls or the guy that help sourcing the product. We go over all of the specifications. Okay, so I talk to them, I give them examples, I show them examples on the internet. Together we look for products online that could fit, right? So that are online products like sample products of your competitors. But we're also already going in the process of finding different suppliers that would work for you and look at their products that they offer on the Chinese platforms, on the Chinese sourcing platforms. Just so that the staff really understands what's needed. And then they go ahead and then they do the work, right? So they call up 20 to 30 companies. They make sure they're reliable. They get an impression of the factory. They kind of see who's good to work with. This is really not only about like we're getting you the best price. We do get you the best price, but the focus here is on really getting you exactly what you need and what you ask for, right? So they're now filtering through all of these suppliers, making 20, 30 calls, making sure that the supplier is reliable, that it's a factory and not a trading company, That's really what they do. And then they filter out the 5 best quotations. I look over those quotations that we get. I look at the product pictures. I look if that makes sense, if that was really, really what you were after. And then we send this all to you. So now you have 5 quotes of manufacturers, where, you have the price, you have the lead time, you have the minimum order quantities in there. And the very cool thing here is that because our girls are in China and because they kind of know in what order, what questions to ask, so they automatically right out of the batch usually get a 20% better price. Okay, so what that means is if you're looking for a product and you're about to spend $5,000 for that product, well, now because they get a 20% better price, you only have to spend $4,000. So it's $1,000 saving just right out of the gate, just by the price that you get is completely different than the price that they get here in China when they're on the phone with a supplier. And then we send you the quotations. We see if you're happy with the price, if you're happy with the conditions, with the lead times, with all of this stuff, and make sure we speak on the phone. You tell me, look, the numbers work. Okay. And then we order a sample from each of those 5 suppliers. And that can be a simple sample. So if you're sourcing without any customizations on your product, without logo, then, that's just the product how you want it. If you do want customizations, we deal with that later. The very first step, we just get the glass as it is. We just get it without the logos, without the packaging, just as like the raw thing from each of the 5 suppliers. We do that because it's very fast. It takes 3 days, 4 days to get the sample because they just have it laying around on the shelf. We just need to have the sample. We look at the sample and we kind of that's another part of kind of what differentiates us, because I'm the one that actually looks at the sample. And then I can say, okay, this matches the quality that we needed. This one matches it. This one matches this. And those 2, they are crap. So I throw them away. Then we have 3 samples that are good, that are exactly what you needed. We jump on another call. I show you everything about the samples. We can send you all of those samples. So we can put them in one box and send them to you. Instead of you going out and getting a sample from all of these different manufacturers or possibly manufacturers. We're getting all of these samples and send them to you in one box. You get to look at the sample, you decide, well, this is the quality I want to go with, I like the product, and then you come back to us and say, well, cool, now we have the quotes and we have the sample quality. So now is the moment where you make a decision which of these suppliers you want to go with, right? And so you say, okay, I want to go with this supplier. And then we start to deal with that supplier further. So we go into further negotiations and we create your product. Right? So if you don't create a product with your logo, with anything, then we're kind of done. But if you have the logo, if you have the changes, if you have the packaging, that's now the time that basically takes the longest. Because now we go to the manufacturer and we say, hey, cool, we need the glass, but now we need it red. We need the logo to be engraved. We need packaging. And this takes a couple of rounds of samples. That's another thing where we can actually really save you the money, because usually when you do it yourself, the factory does a version, sends it to you, and something's not right. So you communicate with them, they do another one, they send you another one, something's still not right. It takes 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times of going back and forth with the right sample until you actually have what we call the golden sample. Okay, that's the sample that looks like all of your other products when you place the bulk order have to look like. That's your golden thing. That's your final sample. Once we have that, then we can go further. But we can do that within a couple of, maybe 2 weeks, all of these back and forth, because the shipping times, that takes a day or 2, right? The sample costs, we cover that for you, right? So with all of these savings, that's actually where the service becomes kind of free, because our goal is always to have the savings that we get you being bigger than the fee that you pay us. So you don't have to do the work, you don't pay more for your product, and you get it done by the pros. All right, that's our goal. And obviously it depends always a little bit on the quantity that you order, but this is really what we're after. So now that we have your golden sample, it doesn't end there, right? Because now we do an order agreement with the factory to make sure they don't copy your product, to make sure we have an NDA, to make sure that we have a penalty in case the production time takes longer than they claimed, Then we go into, once we have the agreement, we take a 30% down payment that you pay us. We forward the 30% down payment to the supplier. They start production, once the production is done, we help you arrange quality control with a service that we have a kind of an exclusive agreement with, so we get better quotes for you. So we get those to the factory. They check your goods. They make sure that everything's all right before, and that's so important, before we submit the 70% net payment, right? So we keep the leverage. So in case something's wrong with the products, like so the quality control team checks 100% of your order, and then they see maybe 5% had faults, was scratched, color wasn't right, something wasn't right with the product, right? Then we can throw those things out and deduct it from the 70% payment, or make an agreement with or come to some sort of agreement with the supplier, right? We pack it all up, and then we help you arrange shipping. So we have a forwarder that we work with, or a couple of forwarders that we actually work with for most of our orders. And we just help you arrange, the shipping for you. We can ship it directly to the Amazon warehouse. We can send it to you, to your garage, it's a door-to-door thing, right? So wherever you want to have it. And that's really the whole process. The fees that we charge here, it starts at $1,200 per one customized product, right? The fee drops the more products you take. The rate goes down. If those aren't products that have any sort of customizations, the fee also looks different. So if that interests you, just, go below in the description. There's an email. Send me an email if you like us to handle the whole thing for you. And then on follow-up orders, we take a 5% fee that we charge to handle follow-up orders. Okay, so we give you all of the information to your supplier. Just in case anything happens, you can always, cut us out. But we trust you that you don't do that, because we act for follow-up orders. We act as your insurance, right? Because we deal again with the supplier to place your follow-up orders. We get another sample before we place your order. We make sure that we can communicate with the supplier in case anything goes wrong. They want to increase the price. We're going to help you to avoid that. All of those things happen on follow-up orders. Just to summarize that, we have the fixed fee to start the project. We have a 5% commission once the project is done. And then on follow-up orders, we only have that 5%. All right. That's pretty much it. So what you have to pay when you place your order is the fee, your product, the shipping, and the 5% fee, plus the quality control. All right. That's really all there is. During that time, we get to speak on the phone. I can give you an advice here and there for your e-commerce business, how to, create your listings if you're selling it on Amazon, how to already create a database of people that you can sell to once you're ready to launch the product. And that's really it. That's our done for you service. We also call it the no-brainer service because it just makes 100% sense to go with that. It doesn't cost you anything as long as your order quantity is, so big that you have, let's say you're ordering from $3,000, then it starts making sense. If you're below $3,000, then it doesn't really make sense to. It still makes sense for your time. Long term, it saves you money. Don't get me wrong. We're happy to do it. I just want to be very transparent here. So if you have in mind you will order products for less than $3,000, check below in the description. There are all kinds of digital trainings that will help you to do that. That will help you to find a sourcing agent that can do that for you. And the biggest difference between finding a sourcing agent and us doing it is you get to communicate with me or one of our project managers, right? So we can handle all of the situations for you with the agents. And it's pretty much the same price because the people that we source with, they are on a fixed salary. That's our staff, right? So this is not freelancing agents. Freelancing agents always take a little bit more, but it still makes sense if you below that $3,000 mark, it still makes sense. Go with an agent. It's all good. We can do it for you, obviously. But that's just me being transparent. So I'm looking forward to help you source your product. Actually, that's the done for you service that we have here at Easy Peasy Sourcing. So yeah, just drop me an email below and I talk to you soon.